Crown-of-Thorns are a really interesting organism. They're pretty known for devastating coral reefs when they reach these big outbreak densities. And there is actually a lot of research that has already been done on this organism. The problem is, almost all of this research is coming out of few areas around the world. And the research that has been done in those areas is fantastic. It's given us so many insights into the effect and impact that Crown-of-Thorns have. However, it doesn't take into account more regional or local environmental and ecological heterogeneity. And in order to really look at the impact that Crown-of-Thorns sea stars are having in Koh Tao, we need to collect evidence from Koh Tao. So over the last 3 years, we've been working to answer this question of relative impact from the bottom up, starting with some basic questions where we've already had a number of publications. Firstly, we've looked at dietary preferences, and we've found a lot of evidence to support this variation in ecological behavior and ecological dynamics of Crown-of-Thorns. We also found evidence for density-dependent predation, which does have quite a big impact on reef resilience. We've also been working to look at changes in community structures. So we have recently submitted a paper looking at differences in substrate composition between areas with high COTS densities and then low COTS densities, and seeing how Crown-of-Thorns presence affects substrate composition and how that interacts with different fish communities. And the next step really is to look at changes in substrate composition and coral cover and coral health over a 3 to 5 year period. And we're in a great position where we've got quite a big temporal data set, and within the next 12 to 18 months, we should be in a position to really look at the relative impacts of COTS outbreaks on coral communities and coral health. To answer the question on the relative impact, we have a variety of different in situ methods to look over the long term and as well as the short and medium term. So the first thing we need to do is establish population densities over time and monitor these densities. So we're doing the swim transects over a known length and a known area. And then we are looking to count the number of individuals we see, measure the size of these individuals. This can give us quite a lot of information. And then we can track these densities over time in different sites to see whether these are in outbreaks or whether they're in low densities. We're also looking at dietary preferences quite a lot, which involves doing what we call scarring assessments. Most importantly, to look at the relative impact that the Crown-of-Thorns sea stars are having, we need to be looking at long-term data sets on the ecosystem level. So this involves taking substrate assessments using fixed photo quadrats every month to track changes in benthic substrate cover and community structure, and then also looking at invertebrate populations and some of our fish communities as well. All of this is going to help us to answer the question, what impact are Crown-of-Thorns sea stars having on coral reef communities and ecosystems?